Do you hear that? That's the ticking time bomb of freedom being taken from us. And I'm not talking right wing or left wing. If anything, I'm known as a liberal snowflake. This is thoughts from the deep state. Not here to scare anybody. Not here to piss off right wingers or left wingers. But I wanted, this is part 2 of the Charlottesville talk, and I wanted to say some things on a level of, I'm going to start using a rating as a threat to freedom in America. The events in Charlottesville, the dangers that it is to the freedom of Americans on a scale of 1 to 10. Where do I place this event? Okay, no, it wasn't 9/11, okay? But on a scale of threatening our freedoms, I have to put it there as high as a number 8. 8 out of 10. So that's the scale we're going to be using from now on when events like these happen in America. And thoughts from the deep state, short sound bites, we're going to be coming on and addressing that and calling it what it is, a threat to freedom on all sides, a threat to freedom to the left-wingers and right-wingers. There's a lot of evil that happened in Charlottesville. And good to hear that Trump finally did denounce the bad behavior on what is called the alt-right, but that's debatable by many on the right and the left. It's a really an ugly situation, but an 8 out of 10. It's a big threat to our freedom. And you think, no, it's not. It's not. But let's take a look at it from a regulation, legality standpoint. Whenever some moron uses a device that Americans need for their freedom to kill someone, they are threatening the very fabric of our day-to-day lives and questioning if we're even responsible enough to have those things in our life, that being a car. We have some moron who had a vehicle. It looked like it was worth $30,000, $40,000. I don't know was it a Camaro? What the heck was it? He had a beautiful car, and he irresponsibly turned that car into a weapon that did almost as much damage as a gun would have. Now think about that. Residents of Ohio, do you want your car insurance raised? Do you want your driving privileges curtailed? Because this moron decided to run into left-wingers? This is a danger of some of the craziness on the left wing and the right wing. The right wing, too. The right wing is doing insane stuff. I hear insane things from the right-wingers and the left-wingers because the right-wingers are so sick of the left wing and the left-wingers hate the right wing. And these things are not good for freedom because the left and the right wing can be used to eat away at our freedoms. Let me repeat that to you. The left and the right wing can be used as a tool to eat away at our freedoms by the elite who will play both sides and use either one to take our freedoms away. Like I said, a scale of 8 to 10 as a threat to our freedom. This event was a threat to our freedom. It was for one, there was an election held. There was an election held to say whether the Robert E. Lee statues would stay or go. Unfortunately for the right-wingers or the people that are into history, the election decided that the Robert E. Lee statues would be removed. But let's keep in mind, before we overreact about this election, nobody said they couldn't be moved to a museum. Nobody said they couldn't go someplace to some other battlefield memorial. Nobody said that. I don't know. Is that what the left-wingers were saying, that you have to destroy the statues? No one said that, okay? Did they? Well, if they did, to me, that again, we're trying to change history and facts. And trust me, I'm not a Robert E. Lee fan at all. My family fought in the North, where they're from PA, they're from New York. We don't have any Southern gentlemen that I know of in my family line. So I have no sympathy to the South, except that they're people not unlike us. But with that being said, an election was held. it was voted that the statues would be removed. If somebody wants to politely protest that, they may, but they may if they want. I'm not saying I would support protesting that. I'm not a supporter of Robert E. Lee. I'm sorry. I just can't get on. I'm not excited about Southern Confederate issues. It's not anything that I have a passion for. You're not going to get me to jump on your side because you say it's for freedom and whatever. I just don't have a passion for that. So with that being said, there was also an election, and the election results were in favor of the statue being removed by the community. So that's how that worked out. Okay, I'm not even a big fan always of democracy, but that's how it works out. These are our laws, and this is how things got to go. And again, I don't support the Robert E. Lee statue, or am I against it? I don't know enough about it. I don't live in the South. I'm not here to denounce everything. I'm here to denounce violence from the right. I'm here to denounce violence by the left. I'm here to denounce the wasting of human life for something political. And that gets me back to the guy that came from Ohio, which is right around my area, came from Ohio and killed innocent people or injured them and is a threat. He is a threat. He was the most damaging figure. He caused the most damage. He caused the most damage of anybody there, and he was a right-winger. Okay, he caused the most damage to the freedom of our people in this country by using a vehicle to come from an out-of-state place to wreak havoc on a peaceful protest that had as much right as any to be there, and killed some innocent woman and hurt 18, 19 other people, and I don't even know how bad. So our freedoms were threatened. That causes me to start rating these threats. And this threat is an 8 out of 10. It's huge. It's huge because you're talking about this moron gives the elite the conversation to put on the table to curtail your right to drive a car, let alone to drive out of state. And because some idiot cannot use his freedoms responsible because he lost his cookies. And this is what happens when we preach hate. There's right-wing hatred, there's left-wing hatred, and there's a lot of hate on the right. There are people raving and foaming at the mouth, and they think everybody's on welfare and that they're the only ones that suffer and work hard. Then we've got people on the left who think they can poke fun of everybody. We had calling, these right-wing people, and it may be kind of funny and maybe justified, a bunch of inbred white trash. I know white people who would call other white people that, okay? But funny or not, those are danger zones. Maybe understandable because people are pissed, but these are danger zones. And we must, despite my failing to do so all the time in my life, we must use our principles and try to say the right thing. But forget the ladies calling somebody trailer park trash and inbred white trash. That's minor compared to people dying. That's minor. I don't care, things can be fixed if we don't kill each other is all I'm trying to say. And the fact is, this guy from Ohio acted irresponsibly, abusing one of the most wholesome American freedoms, that is to drive a vehicle so we can be free to interact in commerce and go where we are and enjoy the world. He could have took his car anywhere in the world and walked, he could have went on a forest walk. He could have enjoyed the beaches. Instead, no, he drives his car to a freaking political rally and decides he's going to run over a bunch of left-wing people. Why? It served no purpose, and it's a bigger threat than you think, because the rich people are thinking, can these morons have cars? Can these idiots, right or left, be allowed to have cars? And let me tie this to some other threats, which I would give them 8 or 9s out of 10s against our freedom. Some of these Muslim terror attacks that were in California where they used a rental vehicle. Again, Now you're forcing the elite to go back and re-examine if we can be as free as we are because we're not responsible. And that's horrible. No good can come from it. If you're a right-winger or a left-winger, especially if you're a white-winger, no good can come from acting irresponsible and using your vehicle to kill an innocent lady and hurt other people. And it's a threat. It's an 8 out of a 10. The only reason it doesn't get a 9 is because they're not foreign, where it make the elite even talk more about it and the right wingers talk more about it. But this is short sound bites coming at you saying that we just had a great event that's a threat to our freedom. It gets an 8 out of 10. Unfortunately for you right wingers, when we look at it as a football game, the right wingers really screwed shit up this time. And, anytime that our freedom is at stake, we need to be responsible. We need to act responsible so that the elite don't put a bunch of rules on us. The elite don't say you have to do this, you have to do that. They'll do it too. And now we see some rich kid running around, look like a rich kid, in a car that none of us could afford, and he uses it to kill someone. I have to give I'm done. This is Thoughts from the Deep State. Like my station, short sound bites. Glad you tuned in. Be passionate, live passionately, express your passion, go out there and do it. Thank you.